Boy howdy. I gotta tell you what, the shouting match we got into 2 nights ago was, it was epic.
Oh,
and and it was just about this kind of stuff, because she's a very clean person. She's super hyper clean. I stay at her place. I am respectful of that. My place falls to shit because I'm always at her place, and she's still mad about that mess that she doesn't even really have to look at or deal with. And it's like, it's on the other side of town. I don't care. Like, I'm not even there. And
but are you the type of guy that's like, and hey, no dig here.
Yeah.
But like, if you're at her place, do you make a mess of your own things, not her things, but like, are you just like making messes wherever you go?
No. Well, like my clothes hit the ground at the end of the day.
Sure.
And they will be there until I wake up and collect them. But she gets up before I do and is like bothered by that mess. Like, it's like the next thing I do when I find consciousness is I get up and I get that stuff together.
Yeah.
That being said, no, it's a much less hostile environment if I am just accommodating and agreeable to the rules set forth in the place I'm at. Like, I'm much more aware of the environment I'm always in, as opposed to the environment that I'm sporadically in.
Which is your own environment.
Yeah. Well, it used to be.
And it's your place, so fuck it.
Right, I'm paying the rent there. I'm paying power that I'm not even getting to use. Whatever. But, I mean, the thing is I don't get to win arguments, so
yeah.
I have let my brain wrap around the fact that next time I go home, I just got to clean the shit out of everything. And when I do go home, just try not to mess it up any further. Like, if other people mess it up, then I don't have to really hear about it. But it seems like I generally just am the one who gets the blame for messing it up, because I'll shave or whatever and not clean my sink, and then it just builds up. But my roommate uses the hot water like crazy at the worst times. If I were going to have to complain about one thing about any other roommate, I have no hot water ever. I never get hot water.
I couldn't live.
Right?
You're a saint.
Dude, you understand how a whole day is completely thrown off?
Yeah, I don't go to work.
First thing
if I can't have a shower, but no,
I don't even take long showers.
I won't even take a cold shower. I'll wait.
I will. I'll call
that
work.
Plumber is coming.
I will call work and be like, "You guys
I will go underneath.
Wait a minute.
If I was in a house, I would go underneth the hot water heater with like one of those long, lighty things, just trying to light it.
Yeah.
Big fan.
Yeah.
Can we just, I don't know, I'm realizing this more and more as I get older and live with more people. People really rely on showers in the morning. I haven't showered in 3 days. Is that weird?
That's the weirdest.
It's not, and it's not, and I'm so happy about it sometimes.
I'm so uncomfortable.
I used to shower every day. I did.
I don't shower every day.
I was into it. I was into washing my hair every day. And then I learned very quickly, don't wash your hair every day.
No, don't do that.
Don't do
That's
that.
a fool.
Change shampoo.
I have a lot
This is what happens. Wash my hair every day.
All those at home, I just pointed in my
I
bald
can't
head.
do this every day.
Yeah.
This is too long a hair.
I used to shower every day, but now I just find that I just don't have the time. I feel like I don't want to get up in the morning. I don't want to get up in the morning early to shower, and I don't want to shower right before I go to bed, because if my hair is this long especially, it'll be all crazy in the morning.
Speaking of, we should do our Toy Story sketch.
Oh yeah, that's right.
We could do it now.
Have you guys ever lived together?
No.
We're gonna be living
possibly.
together. Possibly. So,
I'm still thinking about it.
I was going to say, especially after that shower. Yeah.
I found for me, I'm not saying it's the greatest house ever, but for me, it's my favorite thing in the world. It's nice great. House. It's a very small house. Let all audience know where I live. Off North Pleasant Valley Road on East 12th.
Okay.
And it's
near Nathaniel and Zach?
Not that east.
That's east.
Pretty east, but not that east.
They're so east.
They're Easter.
No, they're like, I know exactly what you're talking about, and they're maybe like 4 blocks away from where you are.
That's amazing. That's so good to
It is
know.
not that far.
I can't imagine that either.
I think there's a mistake. There must be.
That would be a disaster.
You know what? I'm wrong. It's Mohed's house.
Moet lives that close too?
I can imagine Moet lives that close.
I was at his house when I did
Zach
the
and
video
Nathaniel
with him.
live in a house that's somewhere.
It's weird.
I know it's east.
It's a weird place.
I want to say Pflugerville, but it's Austin.
It's in Austin.
Are you moving? So you're moving into this tiny house?
I moved into this house January 1st, and I live with my buddy Andy, who's great, and I live with this guy named Trey, and Trey is great. Trey's great. He's 28. He's doing his thing, but he's leaving in 6 months to go to law school. So we're going to need a roommate. Good old Redd Jefferson's going to step in.
Oh.
Maybe.
Maybe, and then we're gonna
I'm
get a
not
dog.
a fan of living with people I like or have to work with. Or,
See, yeah,
I'm
that's...
fine if it's either family or strangers. I can't have it with a...
You've never done it.
What?
You've never done it.
Exactly. It's just been...
Maybe you'll like it.
How long have you guys been
wouldn't
friends?
try. No, I'm going to try it. I'm going to try it.
Well, I mean, that was like your
I've had a rough
roommate
time.
story. You said you guys were really good
2011?
friends going into it.
Yeah, but like,
Yeah.
we weren't really. We didn't know each other that well.
Okay.
I got to know.
I've had some rough
2011.
times with roommates that I was really close friends
Yeah.
with. Like
I
when I
can't
lived
imagine.
in Harlem in 2002.
2.
And
We've had stories. We've talked about it.
it was a year after,
really good
so
at
it was
dates,
9/11. So it was 2001. So it was 2002. It was like the fall of 2002. I remember because I was woken up on 9/11 by a parade that started up in Harlem on Broadway and went all the way down to the towers by the time of the first hit. And so it started at like 6 a.m. to get there at like 8. Because they're walking, you know. And so it's the middle, it's like 6 in the morning, and it's like, and I'm like, what the hell is happening right now? It's really horrifying. But I lived with this one roommate, and bless her heart, she had some, mental issues. And she was on a lot of medication, and she didn't really bother anybody necessarily, but there was this one time when there was a rat in our apartment.
Oh boy!
And I had fallen asleep, and we had traps around the apartment, and they were like the sticky kind. Mm-hmm. And I'm laying in bed, and all of a sudden I hear like flap, 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 flap. And I'm like, oh no, we got one. And I open the door, and like directly in front of me is this rat, which is so big that like the flap, like the glue trap has literally only just gotten one of his paws, and he's just flapping it around like, get out of here, man, this is in my way. And I was like, and this is super late, this is like 2 in the morning, and I'm like, and so I freak out, and I grab a broom, and I try to like attack it, and it runs down the hallway like a dog, like a tiny dog. It's like, and I'm running after it. And just as there's a long hallway, and there's 2 bedrooms along that hallway, and the first one is my roommate, who had apparently that day or days before decided to stop taking her medication. I'm not doing it anymore, she says. Well, when she opened up the door and there was a rat running at her, she saw something larger and crazier, and she freaked out and like jumped on her bed and had like an episode. But I couldn't handle her. I could hear her having it, but I couldn't do anything about it because I was dealing with the dog-sized rat that ended up running into my roommate Christian's room, and he was out with his girlfriend. So I proceeded to try to find and kill the rat in his bedroom, and I never did. I found it in various places, and every time I went to go kill it, it would disappear. One time I literally, not a joke, found it in the pocket of a jacket in the closet.
No.
It was like, what is happening right now?
Gang life is rough.
It was in there.
The Carmen Sandiego of
Oh my god, it was insane. Anyway, eventually I couldn't find the rat anymore, so we locked the bedroom door, stuck a towel under it, blocked it with a toolbox, and wrote a note, Dear Christian, do not enter your room. There's a humongous rat in there. We don't know where it is exactly, but we tried. Wake me when you get home. And then I went and tended to my roommate, who told me later that she saw a dragon coming down the hallway at her, breathing fire, and then she jumped on her bed. I was like, excellent. Can you go to sleep? And then we both went back to sleep.
That's a pretty restrained reaction to seeing a dragon coming down your hallway.
I just got on my bed.
Yeah, I felt like a bed was a good place to be safe from a dragon.
She was screaming for most of it. What was I supposed to do?
Yeah.
And it was Harlem, so nobody came by or anything. They're like, hey, is there a problem? No,
The drawbacks
none
of living in Harlem in 2002, I suppose.
We're screaming.
Problems of living in Harlem 2016.
I love Harlem.
There's rats everywhere, and they're not going away.
Yep.
They're not going away.
I
They love it there.
I never saw a rat in Harlem. I saw a couple cockroaches in Harlem. One jumped in the shower while I was taking a shower, And I was in an apartment by myself that wasn't my apartment, and I got so scared. And I was like, gotta go! And I didn't shower there again.
Giant cockroaches.
That's why Roy doesn't shower anymore.
Yeah. There it is. We come full circle.
I don't know I'd call it full circle necessarily.
It's an oval.
Delia, did you have a question? I feel like Wendell and I have both asked big ones.
How many kids do you have, Roy?
How many kids am I having?
Yeah.
Sick question. That's a good question.
No, that is a
shit. That's a straight up.
lay it down on a 25-year-old guy. How many kids you play on?
Ballpark.
I like the idea that Roy for a moment thought she was asking, like, how many kids have you had?
Yeah, or like, how many kids are you currently having? Like, how many people have you impregnated? Like,
Oh, God.
Yeah, how many got on the way?
that
like
is terrifying.
Like,
how many kids?
couple, don't worry about it. Edit this out.
I don't know, man. I feel like I'd like to have... So I grew up with two brothers. Each of them, we're all 5 years apart.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's a good.
Yeah, but
Spread.
because it is a good spread.
Clearly all mistakes.
But yeah. I asked my mom that once because I didn't know what it meant, and then I found out what it meant. And I was like, oh, now I feel weird. I would like... See, the problem is... There were three of us. One of them, you guys know, he's here now with me. The other one is 10 years older than me and is married and lives in New Jersey.
Oh, you're the baby?
I'm the baby. But because I am the baby, I never really felt a connection to my oldest brother. I love him. Oh, I love him so much. He's a delight. Oh, what a guy. What a guy. I'll tell you what.
It feels like you're lying.
It's out Jersey. That's what it sounds like to backtrack in Jersey.
Yeah, right?
No, great.
Well, he's great. Don't get me wrong.
Oh, boy.
He's great. He's great. And we expect nothing of one another, which is why we have such a great relationship.
Oh, yeah.
But I never really had a good connection with him. Great connection with Mike. I mean, Mike's my brother, and we're almost too similar in a lot of ways, and it can cause a lot of problems between one another. But how many kids? Like one or two. I'd love to have one and just make him my universe, but the issue with that is I feel like he'd be too much my universe because as a parent you can't help it. You just got one kid and you're like, you're my lifeblood, you know? Yeah. And you could put too much pressure on him, you could fuck him up. Or like, I have a buddy, I've known him since the first grade, we don't really talk too much. He's a lawyer in California now, he's a lawyer for Apple. You know what I'm saying? But
I don't know what that means. Sounds great to work at Yodel.
Well, yeah, when two apples love each other very much.
You know. But like we've known each other since the first grade. I've had his back always. But like ultimately, I mean, his dad's his best friend. His mom's his best friend. And it's like kind of a bummer. You know, it's kind of a drag. Hey, if you love your parents, that's great, but you gotta have other things outside of your parents, right?
I will say that, like,
Are you an only child?
I'm not.
Sorry.
I have so many kids.
So many kids.
Or so many brothers and sisters, and, like, around me. I have 3 brothers and 1 sister. And my older brothers are kind of, they're, like, 11 and 12 years older than me.
Yeah.
So, and my sister... no, my youngest brother actually. I have a younger brother, and he just moved here. I just got him. Like we're moving him into his apartment tomorrow.
Congratulations!
No, I'm super pumped. He's just me, but like better looking and just quieter.
What? Seriously?
Which is like all anybody wants out of Wendell. It's just like, God, I wish you were easier to look at and would shut up sometimes. I'm actually going to sign him up for Sketch 1. Like that's like a little birthday present. He doesn't want to perform. He doesn't have the like need to be in front of people all the time that I do. But there's this weird thing where like we look to each other and there was this. I don't know. We helped each other figure out who each other was.
Nice.
But I've met a lot of people that are like only children, and I don't know. There's this. They are very important people in their minds a lot of the times, and like and I've had that conversation with them where it's like it's like their parents only they focused on them, so there's this weird sort of entitlement, or not necessarily entitlement, but there's like everything was about them. When you have to share the love of like your parents with somebody, you kind of you learn at least a small lesson in like.
What I find interesting though, and I find this in a lot of one child cases, that very they're survivalistic. I feel like they are just the strongest people alone. They could be alone forever.
Absolutely.
And they're good at it. And
Well,
they're